What's going on? It's your boy Sermon at Sermon's Domain on Twitter. This past month, when I did my monthly anticipated albums for February, one of the names on the list was Rome Fortune. He just put out his debut album through Fool's Gold titled Jerome Raheem Fortune. Now, with a title like that, you'd expect that the album is going to be personal. One thing to note about the album is that there are no guest features. It's strictly Rome Fortune for the entire ride. And I think it plays out good in his favor because, like I said, the album is personal. So instead of incorporating a bunch of different, guest features, I mean, he could reach out to McConan, he could reach out to a bunch of different people to grace the album, but instead he wanted to do it himself. And I think it translates to this one record called Blicka Blicka, which is my favorite record on the album. I remember when I heard it last fall in Seattle. Rome was holding like a little listening session for the album. Not everything was played, but Blicka Blicka was one of the records that really stood out because of the beat. And I think it's like the best song on the album. He says, "This is my intuition," and it says, "I shouldn't be pigeonholed. They said that this shit would be difficult. To make it, I needed a miracle, but I didn't. I did it without you." I think those lines pretty much sum up Rome's career and the album itself. Pigeonholed. Artists get into this lane and they make the same type of music over and over again. Rome is not that type of artist. You listen to Jerome Raheem Fortune and you're not going to get the same music that you got on Beautiful Pimp 1 and 2 or any of his other projects. You're going to get a Rome who is experimenting. He's doing a little bit of singing. The production itself is very multi-layered. It's very rich. I think that was one of the things that I liked about the album a lot was the production, just kind of listening to like all the little sounds in the background. As I said in like a review that I'm writing, he has like an attention to detail when it comes to the production. And I know he didn't produce these songs himself, but obviously you pick them out and the beats just show like he cares. I think the two beats on the album that really stood out for me were Dance and Alone Tonight. I think Dance just because it's like the one record on the album that's not necessarily personal. It's just like a fun type of record. It's a record that you dance to. Simple. And I just think the album overall is a lot better than what I could have expected. I mean, you listen to an album in the fall through speakers in the studio, but when you finally get it in iTunes and you can listen through headphones, you expect the album to be a lot better, and it is. I was very surprised. I like the personal aspect of the album. He kind of pens a letter to God on what can you do, and I thought that was nice. Another record that really stood out was Paid Back Loans. And it was really the second verse that stood out to me because it's a verse about him having all the money that he wants, but at the same time he would trade that all just to have more time with his grandmother, just to take her out to dinner and to show her how much he's progressed since her passing. I thought it was like a very emotional verse, and I like that one. That verse in particular stood out as one of the best verses on the album. And overall, Jerome Raheem Fortune is going to be a project that I stick with for a while. It's a project that you should listen to. Even if you go on Spotify, just listen to it. Go on iTunes and buy it. It's worth the time. Trust me. And if you have listened to the album, I'd love to know your thoughts in the comment section below. And then like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're not already, share the video. Follow me on Twitter at Sermon's Domain. And as always, thank you for your time. I appreciate you for watching. And until next time, peace.